Welcome to 6th grade Social Studies. In this unit, we will be learning about World War II and some of the influential leaders involved. During the war, each country either chose a side to be on or they remained neutral. The two sides were the Allies and the Axis powers. As you can see from this map, some of the more involved countries were the United States, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union for the Allies, and Germany, Japan, and Italy for the Axis powers. The most influential Allied leaders were Franklin D. Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, and Joseph Stalin. Franklin D. Roosevelt was the President of the United States from 1933 to 1945. He wanted the U.S. to remain neutral during the war, but that changed when Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, Hawaii in 1941. He died on April 12, 1945, just before the war ended. Winston Churchill was the Prime Minister of Great Britain, or the United Kingdom, from 1940 to 1945. He was one of the first to recognize that Hitler and Nazi Germany was a growing threat, but nobody listened. He refused an armistice with Germany, which kept Britain from joining Hitler's side. Joseph Stalin was the head of state and later served as dictator of the Soviet Union. He tried to make an anti-Germany pact with France and Great Britain, but it did not work. He instead made a non-aggression pact with Nazi Germany, which Hitler broke in June of 1941. He joined the Allies because of Hitler's betrayal. The most powerful Axis leaders were Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, and Hideki Tojo, who is not in this picture. Adolf Hitler was the dictator of Nazi Germany. His goal was to take over the whole world to create the Third Reich. He was the reason the war started. He created an alliance with Japan and Italy. His first target that started the war was attacking Poland. He killed himself on April 30th, 1945, as Allied powers were getting closer to winning the war. Benito Mussolini was the 40th Prime Minister of Italy. He was one of the key figures who created fascism. He did not like Hitler, even though he worked with him. He played along with Hitler to strengthen Italy's relationship with Germany. He thought Germany was going to win, which was the only reason he joined the war effort. Hideki Tojo was the Prime Minister of Japan during World War II. While he was Prime Minister, he was also in the Japanese Army. He was part of the committee that planned to bomb Pearl Harbor. As part of this plan, he declared war on the United States on December 1st, 1941. He was hung on December the 28th, 1948 for war crimes against many nations. As we begin our unit on World War II, keep in mind these leaders and the countries they represented. We will learn more about them and how they contributed to the war, along with many other things. Keep in mind these questions throughout our unit on World War II. How has World War II affected our world today? How could it have been different?